Yeah, it's quite common from both of the teams. RSG, they play a lot of Mars. I kind of feel like it fits their playstyle perfectly because they tend to start stomping people if it starts going their way. And Mars is one of these heroes that there isn't a point in the game where he's weak. The only thing that he kind of lacks is the mana regen in the laning phase, but with the Soul Ring that comes out minute 3, 4, 5, you pretty much fix that. So he can just continue fighting and playing at all points, and Grimstroke just complements that perfectly. So I think that this is a perfect hero for them. I know that Xiaoyu loves playing it, so it's definitely something, and it's in the meta right now. So as you said, nothing too weird overall. I'm just looking towards Motivate.Trust and their Hoodwink and the Sand King, which is awesome to just burst down a hero from 100 to 0. But the thing is the Sand King gonna survive the laning phase? That is always something that we're kind of wondering when we see this hero.
What are some of your favorite ways to be able to bully the Sand King out of the lane?
Literally, you see that he has skilled Caustic Finale. He doesn't have a support that can push in the lane, and whatever you have, you just right click him, you go to the bathroom, and when you're back, the Sand King is dead. There's nothing that he can do about it. So I think that focusing on attacking the Sand King, getting him to half HP, even if it means your support gets to half HP as well, then you regen up and then you kind of go fight the enemy support. That kind of leaves the Sand King stranded. The thing is, you want him a bit lower on level 1, and then you want to zone out the enemy support. I think that is the way to go. In terms of heroes, I think that any hero combo, any decent hero combo in the lane against the Sand King will work out, unless of course you are dealing with something like a Morana, Keeper of the Light. You can push in the lane quite fast, and then you kind of have to deal with the creeps more than you can with the Sand King.
Well, I guess the Hoodwink is one of those heroes that can kind of struggle with pushing the lane. I do think it's a good lane combo regardless, Hoodwink Sand King with the double stun if anyone's caught out.
Cool.
And it is a lot of damage, but just the early waves can be something that can be quite an issue for this duo. So if RSG, you've already got a really strong laning support in the Grimstrokes, a support that amplifies a lot of your kill threat. So if you pair that with something like an aggressive carry, then we can always see the Sand King struggle.
Yeah, definitely. Though you know what the Hoodwink is good at. She's very annoying, has that good animation for the attack, and you always look forward to trading with her because you feel like you're gonna take away a lot of her HP. The thing is, she has such low HP, she heals herself up with one tango, and if she manages to kind of pull the support towards her to trade with the support, it leaves the Sand King to get level 2, and then the lane becomes infinitely easier because you have 2 stuns, the bushwhack, the stun from the Sand King, and then suddenly the enemies kind of have to be careful if they're approaching you. So that's why the Hoodwink, she might not be able to push in the lane, but there are other ways that she can force the enemies into quote-unquote a mistake and allow the Sand King to have a solid lane.
What's your read of the Undying? Is this an interesting pick for Motivate, or a nice way to be able to protect their draft so far?
Well, you have a Sand King and the Hoodwink, which is a combo of heroes that go in and they destroy a hero, right? So once that is done, you need a way to allow them to reset the fight, especially for the Sand King until he has a Yules, until he has multiple items to keep himself alive. Undying comes into play there because if you kill a hero, you drop down a tombstone, the enemies have to run. In some situations, they can just turn around and kill the Sand King, but if the Undying is there, if the tombstone is there, there's a ton of zombies, you have to get yourself away. But then RSG, they come out with a Gyrocopter, they come out with an Io, a great hero to save one of those heroes that is getting gone on, and Gyro, an awesome hero to just turn around on the tombstone, and by attacking the tombstone, he doesn't really lose any damage on the other heroes with the flak cannon. So I'm liking the Undying going with the Hoodwink and the Sand King. Obviously, it's a pretty strong laner, has good HP, is one of those that can survive the Spear, God's Rebuke, plus the Inkswell. But I like him even more how he fits with these two heroes. The problem is, of course, that Io kind of mitigates the potential of the Sand King and the Hoodwink to get that first kill.
Yeah, this is a strategy that we've seen a decent amount of time so far on RSG. They really like going for the
10 seconds
early
remaining.
offlane hero in the first phase that's able to pair well with the IO. They don't pick the IO up in the
5
first phase though. They
seconds
do it
remaining.
at the later stages. We often see it second phase for them with their carry. Again, it's going to be the case in this draft. And, you know, it's awkward. It's like often we see a lot of teams first phase banning the IO just so they can get it out of their minds. They don't have to worry about it for the draft.
Dire
But sometimes it can slip through, and second phase banning an IO is something that is
Radiant
definitely
being
more
back.
uncommon than the first phase. So RSG, I feel like time after time, they somehow keep finding this hero, and they're very, very good with it.
This time around, even though Spirit has shown us how Io and the Mars are a perfect laning combo, I'd rather actually lane
10
the
seconds
Io with the Gyro in this
Same.
one. Io, Gyro, Luna,
5
those kind of lanes
seconds
are
remaining.
very good against these level 1, level 2, level 3 weak off laners, because you have so much regen, you don't care about the creeps attacking you, and you can just trade. Sand King cannot trade, so you can just run at him. Once you get level 2, once you have the overcharge, the Sand King is pretty much bullied out of the lane, whereas Grimstroke, Gyro, yeah, you would assume that these two have more kill potential if it comes to
Dire
destroying a
team
hero from 100 to 0, but I don't think they are necessarily
team
great
pick.
at zoning out the Sand King. You use the Inkswell, it doesn't work out, suddenly the Sand King is completely free, whereas the IO constantly tethered to the Gyro, you can bully out the Sand King any way you like.
I think for RSG, though, they're going to need some way, at least a position 2, that's going to utilize the Inkswell and also can set up for pickoffs. Is there anything that stands
10
out?
seconds remaining.
Void Spirit actually seems decent.
5 seconds remaining.
Other than the Sand King stun, the Hoodwink Bushwhack isn't the easiest to hit on him. That would make sense given that the other Spirit brothers are out of the fray. But Puck, yep, that makes sense as well, especially when playing against the Sand King. You're kind of afraid of the Sand King when you're the Mars. He can leave your arena anytime he likes. He can enter your arena anytime he likes and kind of make it his own. But the Puck prevents that from happening.
Admiral Conker.
Choose your hero.
Okay, we've got a Conker picked up for Motivate. So the Gacha Boy Conker, it's in a pretty good matchup versus Xylan on the Puck as well. Xylan's not going to have a lot of armor to be able to utilize in this lane. So the Tidebringer spam is something that can always prove to be a bit of an issue. And it does give Motivate another round of stuns, and they're pretty tanky as well on Dire.
Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are. It gives you solid catch. It gives you a solid way to kind of force out the IO's positioning as well before the Sand King goes in. So now you don't have to be initiating with the Sand King. You can initiate with the X. IO makes his presence known. Bam, stun, and then you play the fight. So that's why this hero is great. Also, another great thing, you know, IO might save people from the epicenter into a sharpshooter, but the thing is, you're not going to be able to turn around the fight because now you cannot turn on the Sand King. There's a boat buff there and he will not die with your spells. So this makes a lot of sense, other of course than the fact that he does beat the Puck in the lane. I'd say pretty badly. The Puck doesn't like playing against the Kunkka.
Well, do you feel like that is enough of a reason to be able to favor Motivate in this Game 1 draft?
Yeah, I think I do favor them. I do favor them. The thing is, though, you know, if you start losing with this kind of a lineup that you have on the side of Motivate.Trust, RSG can completely overtake the map, get kills left and right. They are faster. They move around the map faster, and because of the IO, they can commit less heroes. I think I am going to be going for Motivate. I do favor them, but for them to win, they have to go in without hesitation. You see the hero, you go, and you always do it. By doing that, if RSG are far away with the Wisp, you're going to get the kill before the relocate even comes in, and if they are close, well, or if they're not close, they're gonna start playing a little bit more clumped up, not allowing them to play fast paced as they would like. So I think Motivate, they just need to go in without hesitation every single time. You have the epi, you have the sharpshooter, you have the stun, doesn't matter. Just go in, force out RSG to respawn, because if RSG aren't split up, if they aren't getting pickups, but it's always a full 5-man team fight, or at least multiple heroes, I think Motivate definitely have the advantage.
Well, it's already a nice little start for Motivate. They were able to just get that ward down on the high ground, so that was able to scout out Radiant, blocking up the small camp. So now this will be available for Gacha Boy, and we're really going to see the Conker just skyrocket in his farm. He can shove up mid, go back, farm up the small camp, and again, Gacha Boy, this is one of his more comfortable heroes on the Conker, so giving him a good start is going to be a bit of an issue for RSG.
Is there a mid laner in Southeast Asia who doesn't have Kunkka as a comfort hero? I actually can't think of one. I kind of feel like all of them played the hero, and all of them play it quite well as well. They'll look at what RSG did manage to do, and I think that Roger will survive this one, no sweat.
The battle begins.
It's going to bring everyone up the high ground. Why not? Try and take away the bounty. I think MKS for a second was thinking about denying the bounty away from Tiga, that he wasn't able to close the distance, but in the end it will be a 2-for-2. Nothing crazy going on, but like you said, they did get away with dewarding the observer that was on that cliffside.
Yeah, which and oh, did they oh, they didn't. Okay, I was like looking, did they actually block the camp again? Like that would be impossible with so many heroes there, but no, they didn't. That's the sentry for from Motivate.Trust. Overall, I'm just gonna be looking towards this bottom lane, at least for the start. I want to see what Massa will be doing. And Roger, is he actually gonna die here? No.
It's a lot of damage so early. Just a burrow strike into the acorn shot was enough to bring Roger down pretty low, but I guess the nice thing about the Ire is got enough sustains, even brought out the ring of regen as well.
Yep, he'll be getting that headdress. The thing is, Sand King understands who he's up against. If he went for the caustic finale, there would be just right clicking on him, and that's why he went for the stun, just trying to do some damage early on. And this is gonna stop the aggression for RSG at least until level 2, which is always great if you're buying some time for yourself when you're the Sand King.
How are you expecting MKS to skill build in a lane like this?
I think there is a chance that he goes for 2 points in Rocket Barrage. That is something that we see, but there's not going to be more than that. Or, yeah, I think 2 points in Rocket Barrage, then you max out the Flak Cannon, and then you go for +2 on attribute. Just because you have a Wisp, you are not afraid of your mana going low. So I do believe that he's at least going to get that Rocket Barrage for 2 points.
I will say MKS is off to a pretty good start, and top lane looks like KMP is having a decent time as soon as, of course, it always happens. As soon as you move away from one of the lanes you're paying attention to, that's when the kills occur. It's going to be Tigger hitting first in our game 1.
Yep, that's unfortunate. I feel you, but we all know it's not your fault. It's the observer's fault, so it's no problem either way.
Let's see. Well, how's his top lane looking at the moment? KMP, 10 last sits with Xiao Yu on to the 7, so nothing crazy at the moment. I think... Is this... Often Undying is very strong versus melee strength heroes. Is this a lane as, well, Gacha Boy gets a solo kill mid onto Exilion, so he's off to a flying start, and we were speaking about giving the Conqueror a really good start. Can be scary, especially with how good he is on this hero.
He's tough to kill. The thing is, and now he's gonna have a double bracer. No amount of rotations is gonna make him killable. And the puck usually with the coil, he wants to have the opening to kill the mid hero or to TP to the side lanes, and then you kind of have to think about the 2 of those. At some point, you make a mistake, and he comes in and he gets the kill. When the Kunkka is gonna be this farmed, it's not gonna be easy to do that for sure.
You get nothing.
So how does top lane shape up though with the Mars versus the Undying? Is this going to be a tricky matchup for the Mars, or is he one of the few strength heroes that can actually lane versus him?
He's actually quite solid, the Mars, especially because you're gonna have so many stick charges. Even if your HP goes low, you can pretty much come back up to full with that. And with the Mars and the Grimstroke, you actually do have kill potential. But mid lane, Exilion might be in some trouble yet again. Oh, okay, he'll survive.
Just gets out of harm's way with that Waning Rift. Needs some bottle charges, probably needs a help from support. It's going to be top lane though. RSG looking to hit back as Leaf's in trouble. Looks to drop the Tombstone. This is giving time to KMP to beat onto Xiao Bonbon on the backline, and KMP with a finishing blow thanks to the dagger, cutting that TP in its tracks. As Motivate off to a flying start. 3 early kills for them.
Yeah, and you could see, just as you asked that question, well, Mars and the Grimstroke are good against the Undying because they they know exactly when they go in and when they get out. Undying doesn't like heroes that can actually destroy him from 100 to 0, and these two definitely can. But as soon as they don't do it, they try to back off. Unfortunately for the Grimstroke, he does die, but the Mars, you could see there, because of the billion stick charges that he has accumulated, his life will almost never be in trouble here in the top lane until some rotations do come.
We did see the rotations even come out from the supports. At least Roger was able to secure one of the water runes for the puck. I believe they took away a rune as well for Conker. Not that he really needs it without the bottle.
Just making sure with the bracers that he stays healthy, and now he has a boat. So one mistake from Exilian with the phase shift, and his life could be going down. And you know, when you're playing against the Kunkka, sometimes you cannot get baited in on dodging the Tidebringer. But I think that Exilian is a seasoned enough mid player to know that it can be a bait that can cost him his life.
Often I think one of the best things about RSG is how they were able to set themselves up in a game of Dota and how they can execute their lanes. That's one thing I've always been impressed by. They seem to be a team that very rarely has a net worth deficit off the lanes, and well, that's looking to be a different case here in our game one. Very impressed with Motivate in their start.
I kind of think this is how I look at Dota. So when we both agree that RSG, we can look at them as the better team compared to Motivate.Trust. So when you're playing against a better team, you want to draft the lanes that are actually gonna allow you to survive the laning phase a little bit, because if you lose the lanes, you have lost the game for sure. But before I finish that thought, we're gonna be looking at the little puck just running away. It seems like Exilian will be fine, but it is a lot of time spent. But coming back to the point, I think that Motivate.Trust picked the Undying. They had the last pick as well, so probably look to get that one after the coin toss as well, just to make sure that at least 2 out of their 3 lanes are gonna be easy to win or easy not to lose, and that is what is the case with the PA Undying, and of course with the Kunkka against the puck.
Yes, mid lane, they should be able to kill off Roger. Gets a tether back to the safety of the tower, but we're already seeing how aggressive Motivate can get, and this is without the catapult timing as well, so not the craziest amount of damage to the tower, but they are putting Exilian in a very awkward position.
The puck is now level 6, so that awkward position now, I think Motivate.Trust have to be careful about that one. If you're stuck between the 2 towers, you get coiled. With 1 or 2 TPs, you can die. Of course, with the Mars not being level 6 just yet, maybe the Kunkka will feel okay. But as soon as the Mars is level 6, I think Gacha Boy is going to stop with that aggression. I think he already accumulated enough of a lead there in the mid lane. 1,000 gold lead at 7 minutes in is really nothing to laugh at.
How does Silen look to come back from the tougher start that he's had?
It is mostly through runes and TPs towards the bottom lane. So you... oh, okay, this could be a good way back.
Coil out onto the Sand King. Looks like Mastros is trying to stay in his ground. Pump faking the epicenter. Now uses it the last second, and well, that's not an epicenter that he's going to hope to remember. But the rest of RSG showing up to the party. 2 points in the rocket barrage is enough to get rid of Mastros' life. And finally, RSG, 8 minutes in, can get their first kill.
So Exilian pretty much has to be part of every single fight. With every coil, it is not a high cooldown spell. You need to fight. But Gacha Boy, now he wants the Wisp.
And he's going to have the Wisp. Gacha Boy, quick and easy kill. And well, I don't think he's going to go down. Jiayu has the arena. They just get the combination from the high ground. But Gacha Boy is trying to play with the run buff for the moment. It does expire and it will not matter. It was enough for the early start to that skirmish to mitigate a majority of the damage that RSG were outputting.
Yeah, it does allow him to survive, and this is a problem. You used your arena. That should have been your spell to kill the Kunkka, but I think he should have waited with that spear. As soon as you use the arena, sure, that's for him not to escape. But the thing is that he's way too tanky for you to bring down from 100 to 0 during the duration of the Spear of the Mars. And Gotcha Boy understood that one, went for the TP, and the RSG with their first arena are not going to be getting the kill, which I think if there is a hero that you need to focus down with the arena is the Kunkka. KMP, sure, will be a problem later on down the line, but the Kunkka is the one that is going to be creating space in the mid game. If he doesn't die a single time until he gets a BKB, I don't know how you're going to be killing him then.
Yeah, it's not like they're even itemizing for Spirit Vessel or anything like that to have some % damage to deal with the Conquer. I suppose you have Witchblade that is being worked on from Sillon, so there will be a minor thing, but it's definitely not one of the biggest answers to any strength hero.
Yeah, for sure. And the Sand King is approaching that Blink Dagger, so Masteros, once he gets it, it's time for Motivate.Trust to go. As we mentioned yesterday, minute 11 is like the good timing for a Blink on the Sand King. He's gonna have it even earlier. And then you just want to create havoc on the map, and with that the towers are just gonna start falling on their own. The Kunkka pushes out the wave, the Sand King kills someone on the other side of the map, or at least forces out the TPs, and then the towers start falling. It creates this loop. When the towers continue to fall, you can still fight, and until the enemies have their BKBs, until they're battle ready, they're just gonna keep bleeding kills. It just comes down to it if Motivate.Trust will recognize just how powerful they can be once the Blink Dagger comes out. And Masteros, I think he is an aggressive enough player to just go for plays right now.
And I'd like to see him TP top. This is a bit of a window they have on RSG to maybe do some damage in the tower with the catapult timing. And, well, that's where Gotcha Boy actually comes into play. They drop the boat, the tombstone as well, so there's going to be no escape for the Mars. Zombies just eating him alive as Gotcha Boy's up to a killing spree level 10 already.
The thing is, with the Kunkka TPing top, this actually allows the Gyro to be on the bottom lane. Now, when they have a Hoodwink level 6, the Sand King and the Hoodwink are actually capable of getting kills. So that should be something that RSG are afraid of. To be honest, Motivate.Trust, they feel super powerful right now. Maybe they don't need to create a... all-around game. Maybe they can just get together. The Sand King and the Kunkka, they shouldn't go for kills, but if they want to pressure out the lane, they can definitely get themselves together and just beat this unstoppable force.
Uh-oh, KMP might be in trouble. Sillon's gonna try and move in with the core. They have to relocate as well. The first aggressive use of it this game, and MKS pops in front of the Phantom Assassin, offering the damage to get rid of the position one's life, and now they can turn their attention over to the Undying. As Sillon, well, that's how you can get him back into the game, securing a double for your puck. Bottom lane though, Tigger, along with Massos, will get the return kill onto Roger. Nice read from him just to leave the Gyro across the map.
I have to say RSG, not only because they got the core kill, but because this is the time of the game where you are weaker. But when the Kunkka used that TP on the top lane, they sacrificed Zhao Yu's life for it, and then they just ran back top. This is the mistake from Motivate.Trust, that they didn't smoke immediately with the Kunkka towards the mid lane and forced something else out.
They want to fight top. Look at this, they're baiting. Zhao Yu's going to turn it back around. They're luckily enough that he got the boat off, so the run buff should be enough. And Gotcha Boy's really tanky, 2k health. You're not killing this man at all. They might still have to try and focus on the Eye. The sustain is something that's going to prove to be an issue, as MKS sustaining through the damage, but it doesn't matter with 5 heroes on Motivate surrounding Radiant on their side of the map, and now they can go for another as Zhao Yu moonwalking back to the safety of his tower. It gets the spear connection, but the damage is lacking for RSG. So Zhao Yu will be another casualty of war. And this is a whole lot of injection of gold given over to the lads on Dire.
Man, I loved the idea from RSG. The problem is that there was a moment of hesitation, pretty much a second of it, once the boat came out. The second that they saw that the Kunkka lifted his arms before the, or his arm before the stun came out, just a second.
The chain control has to be perfect. Do they have the damage as well? They do. Oh, wow. Only 1 point in Soul Ripper. You saw just the extra creeps in the area, or the extra heroes as well. Was it enough burst to help get that kill on Sillon? But
they want more.
Yeah, they want to turn it around. I don't know if you can take this fight. Tigger with the double. And we're seeing Mastros, this Blink Dagger is paying off drastically to start this game, as we've got 2 fights breaking out simultaneously. Zhao Yu's going to eat the boat combo, and Roger's able to tether out to MKS. Mastros, he's still hunting. Over the tree line he goes. There's no way for Io to be able to reposition himself and Motivate. This is a completely different look that we're seeing from them.
And look at the Hoodwink, poor Hoodwink on the cliff there. Just because he used the sharpshooter to kill, the Grimstroke wasn't paying attention where he's gonna get pushed back, and he doesn't even have a TP. So now his career is pretty much gonna be going into a battlefield, going through everything, just trying to get the TP to him.
They want to kill.
This could be something that. Oh, let's see. This could be something that forces them into a bad position. Okay, they are gonna allow Tigger to do this one on his own.
Dire's top tower is under
Gacha Boy's so close to a BKB. So all this early damage from RSG is just going to be heavily neglected. Now Gacha Boy, top lane, relocate, but he gets the X back. Oh, beautifully done from Gacha Boy. And they read they don't even need the epicenter for this kill. There's no escape, there's no reinforcements as they'll chase down MKS. Will they? MKS is doing a very good job to juke through the tree line. Now Mastros is going to try and charge up the epi. Well, they get their kill, a little bit greedy at the start, feeling they didn't need it. But now even Io, well, he might be sent packing a body bag as Gacha Boy and Mastros combined together. Mastros is up to a killing spree. Across the map, we did see Undying go down. I believe that was Silen that was able to net himself his third kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
At least RSG aren't losing towers. So as I said, by making the map just all chaotic, you can open up the towers to fall, because RSG are going to be TPing too many of their heroes. You're going to be pushing out the lanes, then running somewhere else, and suddenly the towers are taking some damage. Mid lane though.
Arena out. Xiaoyu and Exilin. Potent concoction that Motivate unable to deal with, but they want to try and turn this around. A Bodin Tombstone's going to force RSG to kind of stand their ground. Xiaoyu's doing the best he can with the bulwark, but now with KMP showing up, they will be able to secure the kill. They're going to be cautious how long they stick around. Mastros finds a Burrow Strike as Silen bites off a bit more than he can chew as KMP. I mean, that is an ideal position for the Phantom Assassin to be in. He's going to jump behind the tower.
They're not done.
KMP, oh my. The crit to end it. They ping out exactly where the ward is, but it has already gotten so much value out of it.
This is a fleet.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like, okay, they are protecting their tier 1s. It is not a problem. The problem is now when the most important one has fallen, the one in the mid lane. We talked about it yesterday. That is the tower you want dead if you want to go for kills. If you're if it's not about farming, because you get so many openings towards the bottom part of the jungle and the top part as well. So now Gacha Boy, who is unkillable, he can claim high grounds, and you can't even go for the Kunkka. I think if you have 5 heroes, he can BKB TP out while the rest of his team is hunting somewhere else. It's gonna be very tough for RSG now to do anything. That's why they have to go for a smoke. They need a kill right now.
Oh, Gacha Boy, he's got the BKB, so they have to be perfect. The damage is really ramping up, and even once he gets the magic community off, it will not matter. Now down to bottom, Silen's in trouble. He's going to be able to get the phase shift off. Looks like Silen does it. Oh, okay, this is the turnaround. Coil to 3, instantly gets broken. Xiaoyu's going to fly over the tree line again. The Mars finding multiple heroes inside the walls as, oh, RSG. What a beautiful sequence of events to be able to find an angle back.
Yep, as soon as the Kunkka is dead, you know that inside of a teamfight, you're not weaker any longer. The reason that you cannot bring down heroes is because of the boat, and the main one is dead. That was also a 9-second BKB on the Kunkka that got brought down, so this sequence of events, it's gonna be amazing for them, especially with the Gyro finishing off his BKB. This is the thing, why the Sanking Blink just isn't that powerful after the 17-18 minute mark, because that's when the first BKB usually does come out, and MKS has it, which means he can posture aggressively, especially with the Wisp behind him. So this is now gonna make it a little bit tougher for Motivate.Trust, but with the PA, I think this is a hero that you created enough space for, and so many kills means that he's gonna have a ton of levels, because what is important for a PA, it's level 18, and him being level 14 already means that in the next 5-6 minutes, he's gonna be getting closer towards that one.
Mid lane, Gacha Boy. It's a good spot for Radiant to fight. They have the Observer Ward, but no use to be able to stop the X back. So it's even a defensive Tombstone, just almost daring RSG to take that fight.
That was a good play from RSG. With them forcing out spells like that and trying to force out some TPs to get Motivate.Trust to be together, that means that they can disperse. When you get together as a team, at some points lanes get pushed in and you have to TP out, you have to stop playing together. That is when RSG are great at playing. As we said, they have mobility, and that is what they should use to get back into this game.
Oh no, the Mars just getting greedy for an extra wave and Motivate. They'll be able to penalize him for this. Xiaoyu killed off, and well, can they get out of this though on Motivate? I guess it's just space. Like you said, Phantom Assassin, that level 18 is very close to a BKB as well.
Yep. Approaching level 15, getting the BKB, which means that he's going to be able to fight. You're playing against an IO. That is going to be his main target. As soon as he sees Roger, he's going to be going in. We talked about the Kunkka actually being able to force out the IO's positioning with just an X on a Gyro or a Mars, and then as soon as you see him, you jump in with the Sand King, with the PA. It doesn't really matter. You just want him dead.
Silen, it's got to be so cautious. Sorry, there's a Blink Dagger onto Tigger, something you wouldn't really expect on a Hoodwink. What are your thoughts on the Blink first Hoodwink?
That's weird. I kind of feel like he wants to get in close in a situation, or maybe he wants to hunt the IO as well. Maybe that's the idea. You want another hero that can get on top of the IO as fast as possible and actually make sure that the sharpshooter goes on him, because you could see the Gyro just eating that one up for his Wisp or anyone else. So maybe you just want to find a good positioning, stay away from the fight. You die so easily to the AoE spells of the Gyro, to the Mars, of the Puck. So you keep yourself away, and as soon as you see an opportunity to go in and destroy a hero, you jump in. Maybe that is the idea behind this one.
Smoke from Motivate. We're gonna try and pile their way top. We're currently the Gyro and the IO positioning. MKS, he can always BKB TP out. Massos, we might not give them that opportunity. They're gonna be relying on the relocate. MKS will escape. Oh, okay. KMP pops a BKB, so 2 BKBs traded. They will get the return kill on the IO.
This makes this fight not worth it, I have to say. You know, you rotated 5 heroes, you're gonna get the Wisp and a 9-second BKB for a 9-second BKB. Plus, the PA cannot fight without the BKB, whereas the Gyro, he survives the initial bow, the initial epicenter with its BKB, and then he can stand his ground. There's not a lot of things that are gonna be problematic for him. So, in my mind, that's a win for RSG.
You see they're trying to force a fight as well. They instantly, Silen was pushing out bot, then wanting to connect mid with the rest of the team. They're trying to jump, but nice play from Mastros just on the kind of west side of that sandstorm, so he's not going to get caught out. But we're speaking a lot about the Phantom Assassin and her farm as we look at MKS. He's getting a lot. Hold that thought as mid lane. Xiaoyu, there we go. This time they're going to be able to run into Mastros. The Sand King is killed off with ease. Not really much committed. Xiaoyu forced to drop a defensive arena. A lot of the damage already dealt onto the Mars. He doesn't have the BKB just yet. Xiaoyu's getting pummeled down, but Alicia's going to hold Motivate back in their tracks.
I like what RSG are doing. I think not. You're still dealing with the BKB PA. They're going in though.
Regeneration.
Okay, I mean, we'll see. Noble Arena. You know, Tombstone was used. You know, Boat was used. Leaf's going to try and scout this out, but Xiaoyu's going to jump. There's no backup, so when Dying's killed off, he's got a buyback. They'll now get confirmation. Wait, Silen, he jumped in. He's into the middle. Silen wants blood, but no one else wants to join him. So the Puck making space. The rest of the team suit to close the distance. Silen's in trouble, though. One stun into the chain control. Oh no, Silen just getting a little bit too greedy. The rest of RSG, they don't have this mobility to be able to follow the Puck on her initiations.
How you can lose the Roche if you're not careful. The thing is, I like the idea for the Roche because the Sand King was dead. There's no boat. There's no Tombstone. But I'm not sure what the Puck was doing. They're zoning out people, sure. But the rest of the team needs to be in Roche. And now they'll walk in. Let's see what the RSG can do about this one.
All right, MKS going to charge in the middle. They get the stun connection.
Beautiful jump.
They might be able to blow up the Phantom Assassin at the last second. The heal isn't enough. Soul Rip still trying to stand his ground, but the leash, it's preventing him from escaping. KMP finally gets out. But now with the counter initiation as as Mastros jumps in. A gigantic epicenter holding back RSG, and more importantly, giving KMP a window to escape. But MKS on round 2, they want to go back in. A burrow up to the high ground. Mastros, he's going to be okay. Moving to the north, the Soul Rip, all the sustain. It's enough to keep Motivate alive. No one's dead just yet on Motivate. Maybe finally Mastros, another burrow, he gets out. Mastros survives to the tower, but MKS will finally put an end to Leaf's life.
Did you see that blink from Mastros?
Oh, Silen's going in?
Life. Puck goes in.
All right, Silen.
He got X'd. He's dead.
Oh no, phase shift up in a couple of seconds, but the bushwhack afterwards as the chain control from Motivate proving to be too much of an issue for Silen's Puck, and in the end, a scrappy fight, but you'll take that on Motivate.
Yeah, you definitely will. This is the, yesterday we had a fight where once the Aegis was stolen, it really didn't create any difference inside of a fight with MKS snatching that Aegis for himself and actually being there for another life. It actually changed the outcome of the fight so much. He didn't have the BKB at that point. He was definitely a goner. KMP, I was like, why is this guy still staying there? But he wanted to steal the Aegis. He doesn't get it. He jumps out, but Motivate.Trust, in the end, they don't lose that much. They couldn't re-engage. That was lucky for RSG that all of the heroes on the side of Motivate were low. So the ones that should have been able to finish off kills, that's Gotcha Boy and KMP, they had to keep themselves away because the stray hit from the gyro with the Aghanim Scepter will pretty much kill them. But nice initiation from RSG. Man, was that close. If they had just a tad bit more damage, PA dies, that fight is over right there and then. They get Roche and completely are back in this game.
Yeah, well, that damage is still soon to be picked up, though, from KMP on the Phantom Assassin. Going to be working the Eye of the Skadi next. Gives him some stats, a little bit of damage, but definitely a great item to be able to deal with the sustain that Roger is providing and the range carry in the gyro.
Yeah, you just want to jump on the gyro and stop him from dishing out the billion damage. That is the thing. If the gyro isn't doing the constant output of damage, RSG, once they're out with their first round of spells, for 10-15 seconds in a fight, they're not going to be doing much. They need spears, they need God's Rebukes, the Inkswell being the best spell. So, if the gyro isn't dishing out the constant output of damage, your heroes are not going to be dying during that time. So this is the idea from KMP. Just get on top of the gyro. I kind of assume that he's going to be going for a basher next just to make sure that this guy does not dish out the damage necessary. And then Roger needs to get close. It's going to be an easy target for the rest of the team on the side of Motivate.Trust.
Look at this. Motivate smoke. They're unable to connect into anyone, but they will try and place some wards down by the cliff, watching over the secret shop. So this is going to put them in a position now to take the tier 1 top and start to invade the triangle.
Yep, triangle right now is in their possession. There is a nice ward here from the side of RSG. So once Motivate start getting back from this one, they can go for a play. Luckily for Motivate.Trust, they have a Kunkka, so pushing out the waves that they're already in is gonna be a bit easier. So they'll go for a smoke, but this was under vision. It's not gonna catch anyone. The problem is I don't think that RSG can prepare for this fight nicely, because they need to be the ones initiating if they want to win.
They are getting some items though on RSG. You just have the BKB completed on Jiayu. Excellent just found the Lincolns. MKS just got level 20, so the Rocket Barrage damage getting increased. Very close to the MKB as well for the gyro. So yeah, RSG, it's only a 4,000 deficit, nothing crazy, but they are starting to hit some pretty big timings that could edge out the next fight victory.
This is the deal right now. KMP is putting a lot of emphasis on finishing off his Skadi. The Skadi won't mean much. If you jump on the gyro, you will actually lose that man fight against him once the MKB is there.
Oh, stun connection, Masteros. At least the BKB is going to try and turn if they can get rid of Xiaoyu. But the burst wasn't enough. Oh no, the relocate, awkward communication, but they'll still get Tigger. They've got a really good ward in the river that can utilize Coil into the core down there all in the midst of it all. It's MKS will just shred them apart. Motivate, they can do nothing but stand there and watch as MKS gets an ultra, and there was no way for Dai to hit back. A perfectly executed fight. Ooh, maybe a little bit apart from that relocate, but it didn't matter. Afterwards, it was perfect from there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Do you know if if there was no relocate usage, there is a good chance that Motivate.Trust would have just jumped the Mars. And then if the
Sure.
Mars dies, Roger just making sure that none of his players die there, and you just kite out the boat, and then the fight is way too easy. As soon as the Sand King didn't have a BKB any longer, the coil pretty
what's
much
going on
destroys
bottom?
him.
KMP, he's got BKB, TP on cooldown. The rest of the team is starting to connect. Oh no, KMP. He's going to have another creep wave shortly that he might be able to Phantom Strike to, but just waits out the TP timer. And yeah, who knows as well, like if Roger didn't relocate away, then maybe that didn't put Motivate in a position where they all backed up in the river. So well, it worked out at the end for them. Now they got a tier 2 mid, now they got a tier 2 bottom, now they got the net worth lead, and they are in control of our game 1.
And that's Scotty now. If PA got the Scotty before the MKB of the gyro, that would have been perfect. And in the way that the game was going, that was fine. But as we mentioned in the draft,
lane.
RSG had
Bottom lane, Blur's gonna pop. They see KMP. They're gonna look to instantly pounce on
illusion
this
as well.
opportunity. Now KMP needs some assistance. They know the BKB's on cooldown. A big window for them to get rid of the Phantom Assassin. Now considering high ground, Masaros, he's trying to enter the fight, but the damage from MKS, it's enough to be able to hold them back for the moment. They got rid of the Iris to MKS, who is unable to actually stand his ground, but it will not matter. Sand King protected for the Sandstorm for the moment, but the PA illusion is ripping them apart one by one. Is Silen, he's into the base for more. The cleanup duty has arrived as 4 down on Motivate.
I have to say that was a good play from Motivate. If the gyro was alive right now, if they got into a position where where you don't see the wisp, he heals up the gyro. Whatever you throw out at him, you lose the Raxus for sure. Now with the gyro and the IO being dead, you might actually be able to save your Raxus here with the Sandstorm.
Masaros, hey for a dieback. DD's a pretty considerable amount of damage. Without the gyro though, they don't siege fast enough, so T3 tower is all they get on RSG.
Man, I loved that play from Motivate, I have to say there. For a second after the PA died, it was like, okay, now the gyro, he cannot die. There's no way. He's way too powerful. But the Kunkka and the Sand King, they find an opening, they kill him, and because of it, they're gonna leave their Raxes intact. The problem is, though, the Satanic on the gyro will be there in no time. And the thing is, how do you kill him then? The simple answer is you don't. In the PA, she doesn't have a map to play. We talked about that mobility. With you having the map control right now, Motivate.Trust added for the entirety of the game. That's why they were winning. But now RSG have the map control, which means they can choose the fights. They can choose what they do. With constantly pushing in the lanes, they're going to keep easy tabs on where Motivate.Trust are at every point of this game.
We did see, though, that last fight. If they were able to kill the IO, the very first hero, then MKS was vulnerable to the damage. He wasn't able to stand his ground and sustain. It might get a little bit easier because he is working on the Satanic as his next item. And it just needs like a couple more creeps until he has that one completed. So maybe with that item, then it could be different. But we do still see how much of a, I guess, a steroid the IO is to the gyro.
Yeah, it's too much. And now the game plan for RSG is gonna be easy right now. Push in the side lanes, the bottom lane mostly. Wait for a TP there. Just be kind of slow. Wait for the enemies here on the top lane. If they come to fight, you're gonna have the high ground. If they don't, you push in the lanes. You see the TPs, you walk into Roche. Or maybe they feel confident enough to just walk into Roche immediately. I don't know if that's the smartest of moves, considering you're up against the epicenter, against the Tombstone and the Kunkka. But they're just gonna go in and Motivate.Trust. They don't even want to come over. Do they have smokes on their side? Yep, they have one on the Undying, but they're not in position, and this is gonna be a free Roche.
And they want to fight directly afterwards. Radiant, they're going to get set up with 3 heroes. They can always relocate MKS into the middle. So, Shard ages everything you would need. They give the Shard, looks like MKS is actually going to... Is he? Surely not. Is there going to be a better hero? What? Really?
Mars is much better in my mind.
That's really interesting. Bottom lane, they've run into the Conquer. Okay, gotcha, boy. BKB TP out. Unfortunately, they don't have the level 25 just yet on Silen. 24 and a quarter. Oh, Xiao Bonbon. He's very split from the team. Xiao Bonbon? A Ghost Scepter. Is that actually going to be enough? Okay, Xiao Bonbon will survive. They see Tigger somehow. I don't know how they see Tigger. Coil can be used to be able to cancel the TP, so poor old Tigger. Meanwhile, top lane though, Masaros had to pop a BKB. Blink to the south, gonna look to TP him out himself, and Mastros will make it. What's going on? Dude, what's going on across the map?
Well, Motivate.Trust are trying to counteract the mobility of RSG. The RSG, they are not panicking. They're not running everyone on the same hero, which is something that teams tend to do sometimes, and then you kind of lose the lane equilibrium, and then you're in trouble. So they're just keeping the heroes everywhere, pushing out everyone who they can, with the Kunkka's BKB being on cooldown. This allows RSG to secure themselves the last outer tower, and then they can slowly start getting closer and closer to the base with the other lanes as well. I don't think they're gonna be leaving this bottom lane just like that. Or maybe they will, you know. MKS with the Aegis probably feels like he's completely unkillable, and that might actually be the case.
And so, Mastros? That's a beautiful start. Double Burrow Strike's gonna force out an early BKB. They need some way to protect Silen. That's where the tether's able to come into play. Now they're forced to stand their ground inside the arena, but MKS, the perfect position for him to fight as Xiaoyu jumps to the backline, but he doesn't get the combo. A BKB from KMP is able to protect him for the moment, but it's still a 2-for-1 trade. They have the Aegis that will expire now thanks to the sharpshooter. Now, do RSG stick around without this advantage?
It's a 4 versus 3, and you don't have the heroes to catch the IO. This is a tough one right now. MKS might not have a BKB, but he still has a Satanic and the Wisp behind him. This is a lane of Rax. I'd say almost certain, and the Motivate.Trust, they might lose the game right here because they have to find a way to fight right now.
We just got the level 25 as well on Silen, so he has the BKB piercing coil. It's going to be something that they have to consider on Motivate. You've got to respect this as Silen trying to find an angle to the back, or also just making space so MKS can freely siege, and it looks like this will be a full set of barracks claimed.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Now it's all about how confident do RSG feel. There's 20 seconds until the Undying, 40 seconds until the Sand King is actually the most important one, and yeah, they feel confident enough. This should be another lane of Rax, especially with the top creep wave coming in yet again.
Pier's got BKB up shortly. Gonna drop a defensive cooldown and pouncing, but again, they're not on Roger. Maybe it won't matter. Okay. A long duration sharpshooter's enough for the burst, and now they're even catching out some heroes that weren't able to react fast enough, as Roger will join his carry in the afterlife. And now Motivate, there's a bit of a window, 80 seconds with the Gyro dead.
Yeah, you want to get those buybacks. You don't care about the top lane. You don't care about chip damage on your tier 4s. You just want that gyro buyback. If you get the gyro buyback, you have a win condition in the game. 65 seconds with the tier 2s being up. Probably not gonna happen, but they get a DD. And KMP having that one, it means that you can actually wait for the gyro to respond and then kill him. We saw now with the Hex, it doesn't matter. You kill him in mere seconds, especially with that fan of knives from the PA. It is just an insane spell, and I don't think RSG want to be outside of their base like this.
RSG, you gotta be cautious. KMP has a double damager into the bottle. Silen's on the high ground. Oh, Silen's playing with fire once again. He gets a torrent. He got the torrent. No way, Puck. He'll melt to the damage. Or will he blink up shortly? No way, Silen makes it out. No way.
There were no crits. There were no crits from the side of KMP, so unlucky there for a second, and RSG just did a beautiful job surviving through everything. I think Motivate.Trust needed to be a bit more aggressive in this kind of a situation.
Oh, they might pounce. One opportunity with the decoy, gets the stun, and now they're going to utilize that to perfection. It's run to Xiaoyu. He gets the arena up before he dies, so setting up for a multi-man coil. But look at the boats flying in, just offering the protection. But now with MKS on the respawn, he's going to push back the side of Motivate. Unfortunately for Mastros, he'll be killed off with ease. Leaf as well. They're actually going to try and turn this. What's the play, Motivate? Got a higher ground ward, but they're in two minds, it looks like, as KMP. He needs a target. He needs a target to be able to jump to. He's going to go for a TP out instead, and will make it. Nice read, recognizing they were lacking stuns to penalize that attempt.
It's good for Motivate.Trust that their Sand King is getting his buyback back. So in 15 seconds, he's gonna have it. And that last fight, when they were pushing the high ground on the side of RSG, the main reason that they could do so is after they used all of their spells, the Sand King didn't have a buyback. If the Sand King has a buyback there, you just have to back off. That's why they felt so confident. But Motivate.Trust, they've gotten to a point, 40 minutes in, where they can actually kill the gyro through everything, through the Inkswell, through the heals of the IO, he can die, and that is a Xilern. What is he doing?
Xilern. My guy is just, it's chaos. That's all he wants to put on the map. They're trying to burst down him. Xilern should be okay with the phase shift. We see how mobile this puck can be. So this ghost ship fleet is pretty cool though, because Radiant, it seems like their read of how they take fights, and often it kind of is with a puck and a Mars, but you drop coil, you drop arena, and you instantly just jump on top of the targets that are controlled with that. And if you have one ship is not enough. Now you've got multiple ships that are offering you like almost airy denial in a way. It just makes it that much more difficult for them to jump and utilize these ultimates. So we're kind of just seeing like Radiant, they'll use one ultimate, and then Gotcha Boy, he'll use his own to kind of protect them.
Yep, true. I'm looking towards KMP, and he wants to go for a Satanic. I'm not sure if that's the way to go. I actually wouldn't mind him getting a MKB or even a Rapier in this particular case, because if you can kill a hero during that hex of the Kunkka, you've just won the fight. And PA just jumping in and out of the fights in this kind of a scenario, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think you get super low, you use the BKB, and you heal back up to full. I think one stun on the PA and KMP is just dead. He needs to find that perfect situation to jump in, and during the 6 seconds of the BKB, kill 1 or 2 targets, and then the fight is easier because no one can really turn around on you. So I'm kind of hesitant about his Satanic here. I think bursting people down is a lot more important. You have the Kunkka to tank, you have the Kunkka to run in first, and you have these heroes that are actually gonna give you division before you need to jump in.
Oh no, KMP. Oh, he's trying to get way too greedy, wanting an extra wave, but they'll have the coil to make sure he can't just BKB TP out, and now MKS is in the neighborhood for the burst. Okay, NP just wanting that next set of items to be able to defend the base, but well, now he's going to be put in a position where he'll be forced to buy back, otherwise your objectives will soon be under siege.
So now it's about Motivate.Trust already thinking about how do we initiate and when does the PA buy back. The problem is if he isn't already there in a fight, the gyro is not going to die during the hex. So you need to combo this perfectly. And now I don't think you can actually go for the gyro. I think the gyro can easily use his BKB and then he's not going to die. So Motivate.Trust in a pretty bad position. I think maybe just buying back the PA
they want to jump before they get set up. Onto the gyro cup. There's the burst. Going to be enough, and without the PA, KMP looking to buy back, but the Satanic MKS stands his ground. The arena closing in on all heroes on Motivate. They don't have the damage in the tank. They used everything on the first lives, but it will not matter. Buybacks are lacking. Heroes are gone, and RSG, they turn this game around. They're still going to look to hold the base. Gotcha Boy sieging away Xiao Yu, but the Mars, he won't even die along with the rest of RSG. It's potentially time to Fountain Dive. But it looks like Motivate, they will make it back to the safety of their base. But, I mean, again, everything else soon to be pillaged as MKS full health.
There is no Wisp though. Maybe they can kill MKS.
They're going to run into the
That is
Hoodwink.
their only choice here.
Xiao Bonbon, look at the Grimstroke doing it all by himself. Now they catch Gotcha Boy, pinning him to the wall. Poor old Gotcha Boy just getting melted apart. Gyrocup has got way too much damage at this stage in the game. And the G's are dropped. Does Motivate have to tap out at game 1?
Dire's bottom barracks are under
I have to say, from a caster position, man, it's so easy to analyze Dota. That was such a hard call to make for Motivate.Trust to buy back on the PA before the fight even starts. But looking from this position, they had to do it. There was no way that the gyro was gonna die without the PA. We knew it. We're looking at it, and you're looking at it as the PA, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy back when you stun him, but that's just not gonna be good enough. In those kind of situations, you're always kind of bait them in. I don't want to buy back so that they just pull out, and because of it, Motivate.Trust, they don't really offer a challenge in that last fight. MKS was just way too powerful without all of the damage going towards him, and it was an easy grab of the game, at least towards the end for RSG. But I have to say, Motivate.Trust, they did do a solid job until like 20-25 minute mark, and then when they kind of lost the map control, then it was RSG's time to shine. As we said, very mobile lineup, going left and right on the map, knowing where their opponents are, choosing the fights, and despite having a worse team fight per se, they do manage to get this game going their way.
Yeah, it's another game as well. We just see how difficult it can be when you don't kill the eye off to start the fight. Multiple times they were struggling to be able to do that. It gave a bit of a window for RSG to find an angle back in. Of course, that was also off the back of some really well executed team fights. You know, multi-man coils, multi-man arenas, and just converging on the location and blowing heroes up through those stuns. So for RSG, they're able to take game one. We were both saying that this is kind of the go time for them. They need to start picking up games in their last two series if they want to be finishing in the top four, and well, that is a perfect way to set themselves up to do so. But we'll find out if Motivate are going to be able to tie the series after the break.